Hey y'all, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you a super simple low carb / keto dish that you can throw together when you really don't have a whole lot of time. It's easy, it's delicious. It is lemon basil chicken with roasted Brussels sprouts and tomatoes. Stay tuned and I'll show you how to make it. All right, y'all, so this here is nothing fancy, but it is really, really good. First off, we have a bowl. And then we have this package of Sun Drops tomatoes. These are so good. This is a 1.5 pound package. You don't have to use this many, but I like them. So I'm going to use all of them. So we're just going to throw that into a bowl. And then we're going to take some of this avocado oil. You can use olive oil if you want to. We're just going to coat these with that oil. Set that off to the side. And then we have some salt here. No, I'm not going to use all that salt. This is some, of course, pink Himalayan salt. It's my favorite kind. I don't like regular table salt. And then we have some pepper. I do like a lot of pepper, I'll tell you that. So we're going to season all of that up. And then let us stir that up. Make sure everything is all nice and coated. So this is something really awesome just to throw together when you don't have a whole lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of time. Really good. All right, so this is all coated. So I'm going to set this off to the side. Now let us bring our burner down just a little bit here. And then we're going to get our cast iron skillet. All right, so we have our cast iron skillet, which is reflecting my camera up here, but it's okay. Anyway, medium-high heat. Now on this plate over here, I have some chicken thighs. So we're going to put the chicken thighs in some of the oil, like so. I like to get it on both sides here because we're going to season the skin and then we're going to cook it skin side down. Okay? That's going to make it crispier. So we're going to start cooking our chicken in our pan and then we're going to finish it off in the oven. Because we want these tomatoes that we're about to put in here, we want them to be all nice and roasted. And we're trying to make this simple, so we're going to make this sort of like a one-pan type deal. Alrighty, so now we're just going to season that chicken skin with a little bit of salt and the pepper. No, I'm not putting a whole lot of seasoning on here this time. Why? Because we're going to mix up some butter here with some flavors, and that's going to go on here and give us our flavor. So anyway, salt. Pepper everywhere, okay? All over there. So now that we have that seasoned, let's just flip that over like so. It's starting to get warm. And now we're just going to cook this for a few minutes, okay? We want the skin to start to get nice and brown, nice and crispy. And like I said, we're going to finish this off in the oven. So our oven's at 400. It is done. It just beeped when I cut the camera. When I cut the film, rather, it beeped. So it is ready. So now let's just let this sit here for a few minutes. My knife fell down. Let it sit here and cook just for a minute. Okay, so this has been cooking for about 2 minutes now, okay? Not long at all. That's just going to cause some of the skin to shrivel up a little bit. As you can see, it's starting to draw up a little bit. Just shake them. Make sure nothing is sticking. Now, this cast iron is well seasoned, so hardly anything sticks to it. But anyway, let's get our tomatoes over here. Okay, we got our tomatoes, and then we're just going to put those in all around the chicken. Watch me, watch me shoot some of these out of the bowl onto the floor, which I've done before. All right, we're just going to put all these in there. Kind of spread them out. And now we're going to put this in the oven. And we're going to let that cook for about 25 to 30 minutes. You want your chicken, the internal temperature to be about 165 degrees. All right. So now throw this in the oven until the chicken is done. Like I said, 25, 30 minutes should be just fine. Every now and again, I'm just going to take a spoon. I'm just going to kind of just move the tomatoes around just a little bit. They're going to get delicate here in a minute when they start roasting. So be gentle with them. But anyway, let's put this in the oven and then we will start on our Brussels sprouts. All right, let us move on to our Brussels sprouts. I bought a bag of these. They have already been cut in half because I couldn't find the whole ones. They've already been cut in half. This is what is this? A 12-ounce bag. If you don't have the 12-ounce bag, just get, the whole Brussels sprouts, cut them in half. Cut the bottoms of them off. Trim them down a little bit, and then cut them in half. But anyway, now what we have here is garlic. A head of fresh garlic. And these cloves are fairly large, so I just got Brussels sprouts everywhere. I'm only going to be using 2 cloves. I know I love garlic, and I usually use a lot more than that. But I'm going to be using 2 for this. Just smash it. That was a fairly large one. Now that these have been smashed, I'm just going to set them off to the side, and then when we're ready to use them, we're just going to slide them out of their little peels here and then put them in the pan. So this is my smaller cast iron skillet, more of this avocado oil. This is over medium-high heat. We're going to let that oil warm up just a little bit. And then we're going to take these and we are going to place them in the pan with the flat side down, okay? That's the way I like to do them. You can throw them in there if you want to, but I like to put them flat side down so I make sure that at least one side of them are going to get all nice and brown and roasted and crispy. And there's my camera again. So anyway, let's wait for this oil to get hot. All right, so this is hot. Now, like I said, we're just going to place these in the pan. I like to put them cut side down. Go however you want to. Let's turn this heat down just a little bit. Now we're going to put them all in here and fill up this pan. All right, just a little bit more oil on top of them. And now we're going to let these sit there and cook about 3 minutes. That should be good. Usually is between 3 and 5 minutes. All right, so these are smelling so good. And they're looking good too. See, the bottoms of them are nice and brown. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put in just a little bit of salt. No, I'm not putting in all this salt. Calm down. We'll put in some salt, and then we're going to put in some pepper, and then we're going to put in that crushed garlic that we smashed the poor little thing half to death a while ago. So now give this all a good stir. Once that garlic hits that heat, oh my goodness, it smells so good. So now what we're going to do is we are going to throw this pan in the oven for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes until they get nice and roasted. About every 5 minutes or so, just shake the pan a little bit or take a spoon, stir them up. Now this can be made right alongside your chicken, okay? But for the sake of the video, I made them separately so that you could see exactly what I was doing here. But yeah, real easy to have your chicken going and your Brussels sprouts going, and you just throw them in the oven at the same time. And usually they're done about the same time, okay? So anyway, you throw this in here. I'll be back in about 20 minutes. All right, so our chicken and Brussels sprouts are done. They're sitting on the stovetop over here. So now let's whip up some basil butter to go on top of the chicken. First off, you're going to take some basil, beautiful basil leaves. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. And we're just going to pull some of the leaves off here. I probably won't use all of this, just a handful of basil leaves is all that you're going to need. And then we are going to chop them up. Okay, so I have my handful here, and I have them all in a little stack. Roll them up if you can. It's just going to make your life easier. If you can't, that's okay. These aren't very large, so sometimes it's harder when they're not very big. And then you're just going to slice it just like so. All right, so we're going to throw this into our bowl here. I flung it a little too hard. I flung it out on the counter. All right, now we're going to get a lemon and our little zester here, and you're just going to zest 1 lemon onto the basil. This smells so good. I love the way lemons smell. I love when I have to zest one. But anyway, just zest that on top of your basil. All right, so that is done. Let's just grab this spoon over here and scrape the rest of this down in there. I really like this zester here because it has like this little thing here and you can set it down. Didn't do that in the video because when you do, and then you grate your lemon, it makes a vibrating noise. So anyway, I'm getting it everywhere. I'm like Julia Child. I just get stuff everywhere. Here I have some ghee. Now butter, I think butter is better for baking because it has a bit of a sweeter taste. But for savory dishes, I do like to use ghee sometimes if I have it or if I can find it in the store. Sometimes my stores don't carry it. But anyway, you're just going to take this And you're just going to mash it all up together until it is all well combined. Use however much of this you want, okay? It's really good. So you're probably going to want to make a bowl full. But anyway, we're just going to keep mashing until you get like a nice distribution of the basil and the lemon zest all mushed up in there. And you're going to put a little bit of this on top of each piece of chicken. So, you know, if you're only making like 1 or 2 pieces of chicken, of course, you're not going to want to make a lot. Me, I've got 4 chicken thighs in there. So I'm probably going to add just a little bit more than this. There we go. And just mash it all up. All right, and now we are going to take a look at our food and put it on a plate so that we can eat, because I'm hungry. I don't know about y'all, but I'm hungry. All right, so both of these are done, and now what we're going to do is we're going to put it on a plate. We are going to put some of this butter on top of the chicken. We're going to flip it over, of course, because remember we cooked it skin side down. We're going to flip the chicken over, put some of this butter on top, and we are ready to eat. So let me get a plate. Let me put everything together, and then we'll take a look and see what it looks like. All right, there we go. There we go. How good does that look? Now, when your butter melts on top of your chicken, it runs down here, and then I like to mix it in with the Brussels sprouts. So, yes, good stuff. Very low carb and very, very good. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you would, please give it a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media, the links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I hope to see y'all next time. Bye.